guys, it's me, Evey from Evey's Creations, and I am very excited to be here at Hometalk headquarters. Yay, Hometalk! I am here today on behalf of Cricut. This is the brand new Cricut Explore Air 2. It cuts twice as fast as its predecessor. It has two housings, so you can cut and print. You can put your pens in here, and this is your blade. It has two housings, so you can cut and print in one go. And guess what? They have all these really neat settings. So it takes that guesswork out for you, so you no longer have to figure out how deep your blade has to cut. There's even a custom one, because guess what? Every specific piece of glitter iron-on, glitter cardstock, metal, leather, whatever you're cutting, because you can cut all that and more with the Cricut, will be in a custom setting right here on Cricut Design Space, which I will show you in a little bit. We're going to make 3 projects, so stay tuned, and we're going to move right on to the project. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to make this plain, boring pillow into something amazing. This pillowcase was like $4, you guys, so you can do it very cheaply, I promise. That's the best part when you DIY. We are all going with all NYE or New Year's Eve themed projects, and for me, my personal favorite thing right now, and actually it's super trendy, is mixing metals. So I'm all about the rose gold accents with the gold accents, and if you see, I'm actually wearing mixed metals myself. I have some silver, I've got some rose gold, I've got some copper. Super chic, super trendy, so we are gonna, whatever is going on in fashion, we actually go ahead and take that cue for home decor. So, because it's all so big right now, we're going to do some fun little things that when it's not trendy anymore, we can just take away, which makes home decor fun, unique, custom, and easy to do away with when we're done with. I am doing what's called weeding. This is iron-on, Cricut iron-on, foil iron-on actually. And make sure, your pro tip for the day, when you are putting your iron-on, which started out all together like this, onto your cutting mat, make sure you put the shiny side down. You see how it's shiny there and how it's not shiny there? Shiny side down, and make sure you turn on mirror image in Cricut Design Space, because you want to make sure that when you're able to iron it on, it goes down the right way. Otherwise, you'd have it backwards, and you don't want that. So I'm just going to finish weeding that. I'm going to take my Cricut weeding tool, and it's super easy to do. You literally just pull up what you want to take away, and that's what's called weeding. There's also something called reverse weeding for very intricate things. You wouldn't do this with iron-on, you would do it with regular vinyl, and you actually use your transfer tape and reverse weed off of the transfer tape instead of taking it off of your, instead of just doing little piece by piece like I'm doing right now. So here we go, super easy, super fast. It comes off very easily. I have my iron ready and hot. This is a synthetic material, it's not actual linen, which is why we're able to keep the cost down for this project. Entire cost of this project was somewhere around $10 to $15, including the iron-on vinyl, including the pillowcase and the pillow form. So, my little tip when we iron on, we're actually going to get rid of this so it's not in our way. My other little pro tip is you take your iron and make sure it's hot. I'm going to pull it over here. Make sure it's hot, make sure it's on. You want to obviously smooth out anything that you have going on beforehand. But a lot of people ask me how I'm able to center my iron-on projects so easily, and here's what I do. I crease it. It's my little cheat. I do it with t-shirts, I do it with pillows, I do it with fabrics, I do it with towels, anything I'm doing. I just go ahead and cut into it, crease it, right down the middle, so that I know where dead center is. Make sure your ends are lined up, and I'm creasing it. Then I go ahead and do it the other way, because that's gonna give me dead center, and I'm no longer having to measure or guess where that is. Now, obviously you wanna protect your surface. We didn't put anything down, so I'm being really careful not to get it on the wood here. And there it is, my dead center. See how easy that was? So now I know exactly where my dead center goes. So I would say that the pop, the O, is dead center. So we're gonna go right here. And actually, I lied, we're gonna turn it because I wanna be able to hide the zipper. My iron's turning off because it's on safety. I wanna be able to hide the zipper. So find your dead center again, still creased. So this would be the dead center and this right here would be the dead center. And you can take your iron. This is your transfer right there. That's what you iron with. Some people put down like a piece of something. I don't really do that most of the time unless I'm doing the glitter iron on, because that takes a really long time and a lot of pressure if you don't have one of those really fun and easy iron presses that some people have. It's basically a machine that you just fold down and it presses it for you. If you don't have that, which I don't, I will then take a cloth or like a napkin, a cloth napkin, because I'm going to be ironing for quite some time. The iron on that's glitter takes a little longer than any of the other ones. This one's lighter, so it shouldn't take too long. But I want to make sure that I'm applying the right amount of pressure, because that's really important so it doesn't peel up. And the really cool thing is that once in a while, if it does start pulling up, all you got to do is re-iron it. Now look, when it's ready, you see it how easily it just comes off. If any of it feels like it's not ready, you can just hit it with the iron again. But I think I'm actually pretty good. Nope, see that little piece right there? Not ready. Didn't apply enough pressure. So all you gotta do is hit it again. Make sure you do. Now what I did, my little scraper tool here, I actually use it even on the iron-on. You wanna burnish it a little bit while this cools off, because you don't wanna pull this off when it's extremely hot, or actually you'll pull up your iron-on with it. But give it a little moment, and burnishing actually helps release it. So see, it's a lot easier to release now. See how that works? I actually was saying that I always bring an extra item because I have craft fails all the time. And it'd be really funny if I had it live, but guess what? It's happened before. Totally happened before. So you guys, less than 5 minutes. How easy was that? How cute is that? It says Pop, Clink, Kiss, which is fantastic. This is one of the easiest ways to change your home decor seasonally, is to make little pillows like this, pillowcases. Here it is with the pillow form. Isn't it so pretty? I'm in love with it. I'm loving the glitter, the foil. The foil just makes it so, it gives it that little extra bling. I don't know, it just makes me very happy. So that's our pillow. That's our first project completed. What we're gonna do is actually gonna take this, it's from the Dollar Tree. So that's my little secret. We're gonna make it so snazzy, people won't know. People are not gonna know that it's from the Dollar Tree, because we're gonna customize it. This is great, not just for holiday decor, but if you're having a wedding, if you're doing a DIY wedding, Cricut is great for that. We're gonna go into My Save projects right now, and we're gonna do the Cheers wine glass. So I actually did this in a different program. I don't always design in Design Space, but you can. I like to use Photoshop. I also like to use PicMonkey, which is free online. You know, again, trying to get as much out of everything as you can. So I have loaded it. I have. And it's just the letter Cheers. I believe the font is Paper Daisy, which I purchased online. And again, the really cool thing is that even if you don't have access, you don't pay the fee for subscription, you can load your own fonts that you buy or purchase or download offline into Cricut Design Space. So if you have any of them that you want to use, you can, and that's what I did. I'm going to make sure my setting is set to vinyl. So I just turned the little knob right here. It's set to vinyl. And because I already loaded it, which I loaded before, all I'm going to do now is press this button. And we should have a perfect stencil. Here's hoping. But you see, it's just super quiet, which I love about the Cricut. It's not crazy loud, so I usually craft at night because I'm a night owl and my kids are home and busy during the day, so I usually craft a lot at night, and it doesn't wake them up, which is great. You know, it's a good crafting day when you have the dog next to you, and then he shakes and the glitter comes off of him. You know, it's been a productive crafting night. And of course, I'd pour myself a glass of wine to do that crafting with. So it's ready. I'm gonna go ahead and unload right here with this button that's blinking. every button that blinks is telling you exactly what to do. That's how easy it is. And we're gonna go ahead and take it off the mat. Make sure that you're pulling off the mat so that you're not getting anything stuck or tearing away at anything that you shouldn't be tearing away at. Grab your weeding tool, pull up each letter. So, almost done here. Stay with me. This machine comes in 4 colors. It comes in the mint, which is what's here. It comes in the rose, and it comes in gold and blue. And I'm just gonna trim a little bit with my really sharp scissors here. And I'm gonna show you my little transfer tape trick. Put it exactly where you want it, and you don't have to worry about putting it in the wrong place. Make sure you're leaving all the little pieces behind. The E and the S especially, because you want it to look like an E and an S, because it's going to etch the glass. So because it's curved, geometry, right? Geometry. What do you do when you want to put something curved? When you want to put something straight on something curved? You make triangles in it, right? I learned that in grade school. So thank you, Miss Owen. This was her trick actually for doing a whole bunch of stuff. So this is going to help you be able to curve onto the glass, believe it or not. It does work. Again, the triangles really help. All right, so once we think we have our vinyl exactly where we want it, we can start to remove some of that tape. So we're gonna peel away, and you wanna make sure you do it very slowly so you don't accidentally lift any of the stencil. So, pull away, pull away. Let's see. All right, so we got this stencil on. We want the creases where the triangles are. And this right here is nice and clean so that you don't have the creases in the lettering. And that way you don't get any space in between your stencil and where you wanna etch. I'm gonna clean because I've been touching it with my fingers. All right, now we're gonna etch. So I'm just making sure that all the air bubbles are out, because you really don't want anything coming into the, like behind the vinyl, because then that will make for bleed through and it will etch incorrectly and you will have an ugly project. So the directions for this particular brand is to make sure that you put it on heavy. You should not be able to see through it. So what I do is I take a little paintbrush and I just blot it because then you can control to, just like when you're stenciling with anything, if you blot instead of stroke with your brush, you are less likely to bleed through. So that's another tip for you, blot. And that's what we're gonna do. So this is gonna sit as just the way you see it. So again, they said you shouldn't be able to see your stencil. So there's a spot where I feel like I can see through, and that means it's not enough etching cream. So I'm gonna go ahead and fix that. We're gonna let this sit for 5 minutes, and then we're gonna rinse it off. And we're gonna move over here now so I can show you guys a few more features of this machine. These are all my pens. So if I wanted to write, you basically just push down, obviously take off the lid, and it's loaded and ready to print. You know, a lot of people, what they do is they'll make their own invitations. Oh, I'm missing a cap on that one, that's sad. They'll make their own invitations, and they will, the calligraphy, that instead of paying, you know, thousands of dollars or hundreds or however much it is, I obviously don't know because I've never paid for calligraphy, I just always do it with the machine. You do it on the machine. This little compartment hides my extra blade. This is my deep blade housing, so if I want to cut wood or if I want to cut really thick leather, this is what I would do it with. And this little magnet strip holds my extra blade. This, if you are not familiar with Cricut, in the past you had to use cartridges. That no longer is the case, but if you do have cartridges, which I have actually a ton because like I said, I had the original machines, you can just load them into Cricut Design Space right here. Stick them in there, load them in, and once they're digitally on there, they're there for forever, so you no longer need to load them in. This holds all my supplies, and if you come around to Design Space, it's a cutter. And it's actually ridiculously sharp, so that tiny little blade does so much damage. So when I'm measuring out my vinyl, I know exactly how much I want. All right, so we're gonna go into my projects, and we're gonna do the banner now. I'm really excited about the banner. All right, so it's ready to go. And I'm gonna go ahead and press go right here in Design Space, and then I'm gonna hop over here. Okay, we're good, time's up. possibly get a paper towel that's right now. Okay, and I'm gonna go ahead and start taking off. Don't want to use permanent vinyl for something like this because you will have a hard time getting it off. So make sure that you use just the regular Cricut vinyl, or if you're using, I think it's called it's just temporary vinyl, not permanent vinyl. And it actually, once it's fully dry and it sits and cures for a little bit, it gets a little deeper, so you'll see it a little more. And of course, once you put something inside of the glass, it really pops. And you guys, see how easy it was to make all these amazing things so quickly? And so check out our awesome projects that we did. Again, I'm Evey from Evey's Creations, and I am here on behalf of Cricut. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope to see you soon, and come find me on my page and on my side of the internet. Thank you, and have a happy New Year's, you guys.